What's up, everybody? Today I'm logging in from a cafe because it felt like talking more natural like this way. And I've been working quite hard in the last few days on an article which is giving you information how to travel for free, either just in your country or around the world. And therefore, the upcoming few minutes, I'm going to share the information I have accumulated and gained over the last nearly 10 years, I would say. No matter how hard you try, especially in the early stages of your traveling career, let's say, you're not going to be able to travel for completely free or not even close to free. And it's simply down to the reason that it takes time till you gain the experience, till you raise your comfort zone to the level, or you shrank your comfort zone if you like, to the level where you don't mind asking people for help, standing next to the road, sleeping at complete strangers' place, and so on. The good thing about this is that it evolves naturally. It comes naturally over the time, and you just gotta give you some time for flexibility. But enough of the bullshit, let's crack it in. A first thing, what I really like, and it helped me to start to step on the path of traveling for free, was hitchhiking. Now, the concept is really easy. You stand by the road, you use your thumb, or this one depends which direction the driving culture is taking place. Depends if you're in England or ex-British colonies and so on. You know the drill. And this takes no effort. You just go to the road, basically to the entrance of the highway, which can be checked out on the map. Speaking of which, I would strongly recommend you using Maps.me. You pay, I think, $7, and that's a one-time fee, and it's an offline map with real-time GPS signal. You can download each map. It compresses the data quite well, so it's not going to eat your data as much as Google Maps or other online applications. And so you can find the entrance, the edge of the city, basically, slash the entrance to the highway. You walk there or take the bus, whatever, and then you just like wait for the car, and you wait either 5 minutes or 50 minutes, but eventually the right ride will come, and this will cost you nothing. In certain areas of the world, you have to emphasize to the drivers that it's hitchhiking, not a taxi service. Therefore, if he expects money in exchange, then thank you, but no thanks, and you let him go. And you wait for the next driver. Eventually somebody will tell you that, okay, come on, I'll take you for free. In Western Europe it works automatically without the idea of charging for exchange, but in Russian-speaking countries and Asia in general speaking, they do expect in the first place. So you gotta emphasize that it's hitchhiking, not a taxi service. It took me 2 years actually to get to the point where I was sort of brave enough to stand and face the possibility of being rejected, of being judged, because obviously there will be drivers who think you are a criminal, a rapist, a bad person, or you're just a homeless who stinks as hell, so they don't intend to let you in the car. But most of the people were just like, whatever, I don't want to take this dude, or whatever, I want to take this dude, help him. The next one is Couchsurfing. You have already heard me talking about this. And the reason I keep on talking about this because I'm a huge fan of this, and that helped me to unlock and put it to the next level of low-budget traveling, whereas technically I don't spend any money for accommodation. I just send a request. You can find it, Couchsurfing, in the link below in the description. You can register there for free. Officially, they ask for some subscription money, like $10 or whatever, but you can get around easily. You just need to click here and there a bit. You can ask me for help if you want to ignore the $10, but just consider these $10, even if you pay that, it's less than a night. Basically, in all the countries in the world, it has a pretty good return on investment. I would say I have traveled nearly 100 countries, and in the last 8 years, I spent less than $1,000 on accommodation total. So I just send a request over Couchsurfing, ask the local person, hey, can I sleep at your place? And I have heaps of references, so I have better chances than person who has none. But I started without references as well, and I guess where I'm at now, nearly 200 references, which will enable me to be accepted almost all the time. Sooner or later at least. You can host as well, but I'm not going to talk about this one at this stage. And also, you get shower, a really nice bed, most of the cases, Wi-Fi, sometimes food, sometimes even guidance in the city, sometimes even being driven around the city. So it's a huge advantage, and it will enable you to get to know the local culture, to know the local places, and meet the local people. Whereas if you go to a hostel or hotel, it's really done to the touristic side. You're going to get the map, where is the tourist district, where is the shopping mall, and so on. And it's not authentic at all. It's really commercialized, really touristic. The next one is sleeping in your tent. If you don't feel comfortable using couchsurfing, if you don't like staying in a city as much time as staying in the nature, then tent is the way to go. It costs only $100 and it's a one-time investment basically. You just go there, pitch whenever you feel like, whenever you feel like. Usually what I do when I'm going for a tent, I walk until the sun goes down and just pitch it. Well, half an hour before the sun would go down, so I still don't need to use the flashlight. Which is a huge plus because nobody wants to set the tent, pitch the tent in darkness, right? And again, the return on investment is like this, I would say after 5-6 nights usually, because it's $100 investment, unless you go for mountaineering or some extreme climate where you cannot afford not affording a more expensive tent where the quality makes a difference actually and excels. There is a nice saying, 5-star hotel versus 5 million star hotel, and it's couldn't be further from the truth. And I like this saying because just sleeping under the stars gives you such an authentic experience, a special experience that it just like elevates the journey for you, and you just get obsessed with sleeping in a tent rather quickly. I have. Working for accommodation and food would be my next idea, how you can unlock nearly traveling for free around the world, which is either volunteering or workaway or helpex or working basically at random places. You just ask the locals, hey, can I work here or can I work there? What they do is basically give you a part-time sort of job where you work like 4 to 5 hours a day. You get accommodation, food, sometimes even some extra cash, and that will enable you to settle down a little bit, get to know the local culture, get to meet the local people, the other laborers. So it's not only socializing but also making money, also cutting your costs big time, because you don't need to pay for food, you don't need to pay for accommodation. And if you have the time and if you are not really short on money, then volunteering is even better. It's even more personal, and at some extent you should start focusing not only on saving money but giving back, because as you travel for nearly free, you're going to ask for help. Whether you like it or not, you have to reach out. You have to be the person who asks for help and needs help. That's how we can lower our expenses, right? And time to time we gotta give back. I mean, this word is a 50-50, but you already know that. Sometimes you take, sometimes you give, and that's how we keep the equilibrium. Asking people for help. With this one time in western part of China where the Tibetan people live, I had this Chinese sign that I have nowhere to sleep. Can I sleep at your place? And I was just walking with this, holding in my hand. Nobody spoke English, or at least I assume nobody, so I had this in Chinese. Not that I speak any. Nevertheless, I was walking around the city center and people wanted to give me money because they thought I'm homeless. And I just told them that I don't need money, I have money, I just want to spend a few nights with the locals. And they said, no. They got scared, so they were rather giving you money than allowing you to stay with the locals. Long story short, I found a really nice lady who allowed me to stay at her place and with her family for a couple of nights, and I had a fabulous time. Really, it was worth more than the money they could have given me. The next one is dumpster diving or table diving. What do I mean by that? There are massive supermarkets or hypermarkets, depends how you name it, and behind the back of these places there are like massive containers, garbage bins, where they throw the food and products which are about to expire the day after, because it's regulation, they cannot sell, blah blah. But those meals are completely fine and healthy and yeah, edible and drinkable. So what we did in New Zealand with my good fella is we went there, we drove there, and we waited until it's dark and nobody was around, and we just opened it because they hardly ever lock it. and we just jumped into that and then threw out all the edible food, and we got bread for like 2 months or so, some dairy products, eggs, and all that shit. Also, if the product is like not sellable, then they just simply throw it away. And let's say a tray of eggs and there are 2 eggs broken, then they still need to throw it away, but you have 28 eggs left, which you can cook, bake, fry, whatever. So it works. Table diving, on the other hand, is going into restaurants or cafe places like this, and either you ask the waiters, hey, is there any food left? Can I eat something? You would throw away, or just go to the places in McDonald's or Burger King where people leave heaps food on the tables, and you just like pick up the French fries, pick up the half hamburger, pick up the Coke and stuff like that. Of course, you need to lower your standards, and there are chances you get herpes or whatever, but hey, it's the package deal, isn't it? So it really works well, I would say. Creating art, street performing is my last advice. If you happen to play on guitar or violin or ukulele, because that's the trend nowadays, or just a good painter, good drawer, sprayer, you can go on the street and just put your head down on the street and you start bucketing. You create art and you sell it for a good price to the locals, and of course they know that this is just a fraction of what it's worth, but it's a good deal for the both of you, because you get to make some cash, and at the same time the locals get to have some authentic product. Or even if you play music, it's a good engagement with the society, and it's a good entertainment for the people who are just rushing to their work. Number of times I just stand by the violin players and I just listen to their art, because I'm just so obsessed with it. So guys, let me summarize it. Hitchhiking, amazing way of transportation for free, and it helps you to socially evolve because you have to reach out, you have to talk. Couchsurfing, you get to know the local people, you get to know the local hidden places, amazing for free, and you get to sleep in a warm house, not on the street or not in a hostel for top dollar. Sleeping in a tent, if you're a nature person, that's the one you need to go for, because it's just a one-time investment. You don't need to book a package tour, you don't need to sleep companies, yurts and stuff like that. You can actually determine your own limits, your own journey, your own sleeping place. Working for accommodation and food / volunteering. Great opportunity when you have the time, when you want to explore the local people, the local environment, local issues, and you want to give something back through your physical efforts, most likely in a garden, in a warehouse. Also volunteering, you just give away, but you end up usually getting food or accommodation. So it's a win-win deal, definitely, and you may even end up making some extra cash on the road. Asking random people for help. Look, people are bad. That's the conception up here we have, right? Which is complete horseshit. The truth is that people are wanting to help you, but they're not going to approach you. You gotta approach them, and once you do that, here and there people will accept your request, and they will do everything in their power to help you, to support you, because people are appreciating the backpackers who are coming to their country and exploring their culture. Of course, in France, it's not going to happen where you have like 80 fucking million people each year visiting the country. But in Central Asian states, they are obsessed with you and the fact that you're coming from a first world country and trying to explore their culture. So they're going to definitely help you. Accommodation, transport, food, even money happened a number of times. Dumpster or table diving, you get the food basically from the back of the hypermarkets, from the trash bins, which are not rubbish at all. It's just like legally censored and controlled. Also, table diving, you go to the restaurant, collect basically the leftovers, or ask the restaurant itself that, hey, is there any food left what I can get and collect. Creating art, if you happen to play on any kind of instrument, you can put your head on the street and start bucketing, and people, pedestrians walking by will donate you here and there, and then you can make pretty decent money on a daily basis. It takes years of practice. You're not going to start playing ukulele on the street and asking for money, because it's not going to happen. You're going to be a horrible player in the first day, right? Or making any kind of art will help you to get away, to get ahead as well. These are the 7 tips from me how to unlock traveling for nearly free around the world, or however long you feel like. If you like this video, if you feel that I gave you something useful information, don't forget to subscribe and like and share this content, because that would mean the world to me. Guys, I cannot keep on making content unless you're giving me the feedback that I'm on the right track, I'm giving you the useful shit. So if you appreciated my content, like and share, because that's how you show me your appreciation. Take care, and don't forget, you with a little bit of me are shaping society. Bye.